Good morning and welcome to our class. Today we'll be completing our chapter on Java fundamentals. So today we'll discuss about the Java statement. So what is a statement? Statements are roughly equivalent to the sentences in a natural language. It's a sentence. So in Java, the statement forms a complete unit of execution. So we provide a different types of statement in a Java program. So the statement in the Java programs are ended with the semicolon. So it's terminated with the semicolon. Assignment expression is there. So we have learned about the different types of operators. So assigning the operator means assigning the value. The statement where we assign the value is the assignment expressions. So we also know how to use an increment and decrement operators, method calling, object creation and expression. So these are different types of statement in the Java program. The control statements are there. So the kind of statements are also called expression statements. So expression statements are also there where we just initialize the value and just give. So some of the examples of expression statements are given here. So here expression statement, this one, we are declaring the variable with the x equals to, we are assigning the value. So this is the expression statement. This is the expression statement, or it is also the assignment statement. Now when I declare the object, object creation statement, so integer object equals to new integer with the bracket. So here this is the object creation statement. Similarly, we have a method calling statement and also we have a declarative statement where we just declare the variable and initialize the value. So another type of statement in Java is a control flow statement. Control flow statement help us to control the statement, help us to execute the program. So execution of program means, suppose if I have to repeat the particular group of chart which needs to be repeated, so we can do that. So for loop, while loop, do while loop, switch case. So these are different control statement. We'll come across it after some days. So these are the different types of statements. So generally, the computer in the Java program, we have the statement, expression statement, declaration statement, and control flow statement. These statements is a elements or the components of the Java program with the different types of operators. So in the last class, we discussed the different types of operators, bracket, parenthesis, question mark, conditional operators. So many types of operators we have discussed. So these all forms the block for the Java programming. Now the next statement which we have to know is the block. So what is a block? So another is the block. Now block means a group of statement, put it into one. So block, B-L-O-C-K. So the block can be formed. The block can be formed by using the braces, these braces from here to here, and here we will be writing a statement ending with the semicolon. So now we can make a class block. So class can also be declared. So we can also make a method blocks also. Method block where there will be a statement and so on. So a block is a group of zeros or more statement between the balance braces. So balance braces means starting and ending braces. So when we have to, everything comes in a block. Whatever there in the block, we can access it, we can use it, and we can run it. So balance braces and can be used anywhere in the single statement, and single statement is also allowed. The following listing shows two blocks. So you can have one block, two block, depending upon the control statement. So this is the block. So block, anything which comes inside the parenthesis makes a block in Java. Empty statement means if, as you know, the Java program statement are terminated with semicolon. The simplest statement of them all is the empty or a null statement. So empty or a null statement. So if you just give the semicolon, then it will be the empty statement or a null statement. So that means there isn't anything on that particular statement. The null statement is useful to those instances where the syntax of the language requires the presence of the sentence. So if it is necessary to have a sentence but you don't need a sentence, that time you can use the blank statement without writing anything, just ending. But where the logic of the program does not exist, we will say okay. So there is a loop which can be used in the loop and in their bodies. Now let us come to the next topic, that is significance of the classes. Now these classes, so in the object oriented programming, as the name suggests, object oriented. So it is not a procedural programming, it is a object oriented. So everything, we take the example from the real life object, and object has a state and the behavior. State means the characteristics and behavior means the functions. Each object have the characteristics and behavior. So with the concept of that, so all the object can be classified into the different class. So a collection of object makes a class, different types. Suppose we take the example of different cars. So cars comes into the object of the class vehicles. So in that way, what is the significance of the classes? So classes is very important. When we have to run the program, when you have to write the program, we have to declare the class. So class is the basic building block of the Java program. The basic unit of object oriented programming in Java is the class. So it's a basic element of the Java programming. The class is often described as a blueprint of the object. So object, you know, whatever it comes to our sense is an object. So chalk is an object, this container, everything, this one, books, table, chairs, all of these are objects. So all the object has some characteristic features and it had some function. So this blueprint of an object is described as a class. It allows the programmer to define all the properties and the method internally defined as an object, and all the application programming interface method that externally define an object. So method and characteristics are defined in the class. So inside the class, it has a method, it has a function of the particular object. And all the syntax necessary for handling encapsulations, inheritance and polyphysician. So we have learned about the features of object oriented programming. We have learned about inheritance and encapsulation, then polymorphism, isn't it? So that is handled with this class only. Therefore we can say that the class is a blueprint of an object. The class defines the types of shared characteristics such as the set of attributes. Attribute means characteristic. Suppose characteristics of particular object. Suppose this is a chalk. So the chalk is, the shape of the chalk is there, the color of the chalk is there, this is the attributes. Now what is the behavior? The set of behavior. So what is the behavior? Behavior means function. What is it used for? So it is used for writing on the green board or a blackboard. So behavior is there. How to construct one? So how can it be constructed? How to use that? And how it can be destroyed? All can be defined in the types and shared characteristics of the class. And the object are the instances of the class. So the objects are the instances of the class. In its role of the blueprint, the class specifies what are the actual object we look like, but it's not an object. You can think of the class as a cookie cutter or an instant actual cookie. Similarly, you can think of the class as a blueprint of the house and the instance of the actual house. So these are some of the significance of class. Now, what is class? Class is all basis of all computation. So whatever computation, whatever calculation or whatever process we have to do in a program, it is from the class. In Java, the class forms the basics of all the computation. Anything you have has to exist as a part of the Java program, has to exist as a part of class. So it is inside the class. It should be inside the class, whether that is a variable or a functions or any other code fragment. Any other code fragment it comes inside the class. Unlike other OOPS language such as C++ that allows the existence of variables and function outside the class, the reason behind the Java is it's a pure object-oriented programming. So we know that the characteristics of Java, it comes under the object-oriented programming. Here all functionalities revolves around the classes and the object and in the real world. Therefore, if you want to use the certain variable or a function in the Java, you have to make them the part of the class. So functions, constructors, variables, statement, everything needs to be inside the class. All Java program consists of objects and each of the other by calling the method, and all data are stored within the object, which is the instant of the class. So object is the instant of the class. Now let us come for defining the class. So we have understood that class is basis of all the computing in the Java program. So everything, whatever you do, it comes inside the class. And let us learn how to define the class. Defining the class. A Java program consists of objects from the various classes interacting with one another. Before we go to the details how you can define, let us review some of the general properties of the class. A value of the class type is called an object. An object is usually referred to as the instant of the class. So if you have to run any method, if you have to call any variable, if you have to do inheritance, we have to declare the object of the class. So object is the instant of the class, but its value of the class type. An object is a value of the class type, much like a value such as 5 of the primitive type like integer, and is the value of variable of that particular type. However, an object typically has multiple pieces of data and has method, and it can take. So one method can have number of objects to call it whenever you need it. Each object can have different data, but all objects of the class have the same types of data, and all objects in the class have a same method, same object, but the different objects are there. The data certainly does not belong to the object, but since all objects in the class have the same method, it also would be correct to say that the method actually belongs to the class. So method, variable, everything belongs to the particular class. Now this one, let us see the fragment of this particular program of the class, declaring the class. Now this is very important in the program. So declaring the class. So let us declare the class. So this is so we just have to write in small letter. This syntax should be correct while writing the program. Public class, C capital. Now the name of the class is city. So we are defining the class city. So braces. Then we have to declare the variable. So we have learned how to declare the variable public string. So this string S should be capital because this is the name of the variable and this is the variable name ended with the sentence. So this is a declarative statement. So public, another variable we have declared, public long population. So this also is there. Now we have declaring the method. So this is the class declaration. We have started the braces. Now this is the variable declaration, one name and one population. Now we will be declaring the method. So another braces is there. So we are talking about, we have discussed about the block that time. So here we have to declare the method. So method, so the type of method is public. We have to write public. The name of the method is display. So it have to display the thing which is stored. So it should be there ended with the parenthesis. We should not put the sentence terminator because method comes in a block. Now the name of the method is, it should show the population and system dot out. So this is the statement to display the output. Print ln. So city name, closing this, semicolon, plus name. So I'll just write here city name, so colon. So this should be the proper way. A name, then we just have to close. Cities and population needs to be displayed. So this is the method. Now population also we'll just write system, same system dot out dot print ln. So we'll just write the same way as population. We just follow the format, close the braces, put the semicolon, then plus population variable. So this variable we are showing here, plus population. Now sentence terminator. So sentence terminator should be there. Then we have to close the braces. So now it shows the class. Now we have to close this. So this is how we declared the class in the Java program. Class is city. Now see, block means this is one block. Here we have written the different types of statement. This class city is the class declared here. From here to here is the class block, and this is the declaration statement. Yeah, this one is the method, and from here to here is also a block. So a class consists of the different blocks of method and things. Okay. Now let us describe this. So this is the example. So you have this example in page number 166. I'll just elaborate this one because this is very important. Now see. Now let us examine the class line by line. The first line is public class city. So we are specifying the class city. Defines the name of the class with the city. So, and the keyword class ensures that it is a class. So keyword class is a Java inbuilt keyword. So we are specifying that the braces following the public class city marks the beginning, and the two lines are there, public string name and public long populations declares the data member of the class to define the characteristics. So these are the attributes. So it defines the characteristics. The keyword public simply means that there is no restrictions on how these data members are used. So we can use this here, we can call over here when we write public. So public, private, protected, there are different access specifiers there. We come to that in detail. Public means that we can be used anywhere in the program. Now the next four lines, public void display system.out.println city, and it is displaying, defines the public method of the class, which defines the behavior of the class, and the names of the method is displayed. So this method can be displayed with the help of this display method. So here this is the block which displays the variable which are stored, the values which are stored inside the variable. So the last line is the braces which indicates the end of the class block. So rules to declare a class. There are some rules which we need to follow while declaring the class. That is, in order to bring a class into the existent in Java program, it should be declared. A class is declared using the keyword class. So here we have declared the class keyword class, then the name of the class, and an access specifier. The syntax are, the class declaration in Java is access specifier, modifier, and class. And inside the block we have to specify the statement. So here this is the access specifier public, this is the keyword class, and this is the name of the class. The angular brackets are means that this name of is provided by the programmer, and this bracket means that this is the optional one. So the class name must be provided while declaring the class. The name is used to refer to the class whenever the object is created. The class name must be the legal identifier in Java. While naming the classes, general nouns are used and first letter is given in the uppercase. Whenever we are declaring the class, the first letters of that particular class name should be in the uppercase. The curly bracket marks the beginning of the class or a method, and the curly braces are also used to specify the block statement. So the class is a blueprint or a prototype that can be used to create many objects. The implementation of class is comprised of two components, the class declaration and class body. So this is the declaration part and this is the body class. So it has two parts. Now let us come to this body. I hope you have understood the class. Now let us discuss the variable declarations I have done. You have seen the body of that class. Method. So defining a method. As you know, object has a behavior that is implemented by its method. Other object can ask an object to do something by evoking the method. So we have to call the method through the program. In Java, you define a class method in the body of the class from which the method implements such as behavior. Typically, you can declare the class method after its variables in the class body, although that is not required. So method declarations. So here this is display method we have declared, and we can also use the method in the program. So we can call the method program. Now let us discuss about the object as an instance of class. Why object? Why this object is the instance? Why is an instance of class? A class defines only a blueprint, and its concrete version comes into effect only through the object. So here we declared the class, but this class had no function. But this class, the class which is declared, can be used with the function of the object. So objects as an instance of the class into effects only through the object that implements the functionality as defined by the class. So if you have to implement that particular method of that particular class, if you have to use that variable of that particular class, that time you have to declare the object of the class in order to make it effective. So when we take the example of cities class, the object created from this class will have two variables, names and populations. Two names and population objects are there, and they will be appear as represented in the city, and the object of the city class will also have the method, namely the display. So here this is representing this name, this is representing here this object which is declared is used over here, and this display method is again calling the names and displaying the variable of that particular class. The object of the class is typically named by the variables of the class type. For example, the program city trial is the example declared in the Metro 1 and Metro 2 type. This gives the variable of the class city, but so far there is no object of the class. So the class is the object of the class. Now we can also give the new operators in order to declare the object. So object of the class is typically named by the variables of the class type. So what type of variable of that particular class, accordingly we have to give. For example, the program city trial is an example. 5.8 declared in 5.8 are the two variable Metro 1 and Metro 2 to be the type of the city. So city Metro 1 comma Metro 2, that means it's the object of that particular class. This gives us the variable of the class city, but so far there is no object of the class. Object of the class values that are named by the variable. Class value named by the variable. So to obtain the object, you must use the new operator. To obtain the object, to create the object of the class, you have to use the new operators. And for example, the following creates an object of the class city and names it with the variable Metro 1. So Metro 1 equals to new city and opening and closing parenthesis. So that means you are creating the object Metro 1 for the class city. So we'll discuss the kind of statement in more details later. Okay. So the constructors are also there. We can also define the constructor. The new operator is used to create an object of the class and associate the object with the variable and their names. You can see the syntax class variable equals to new class name, so that you can access the object with the help of the class. Now different examples are there. You can go through it, and so you just go through it, and I'll be providing you the notes in the PDF version. So we come to an end of this particular chapter, Java Fundamentals. I want you to go through the different solved exercises, solved problems, and also this let us revise from all the chapters for your annual exam. Thank you.